And hello, YouTube, and welcome back to another episode of the Zone TV Movie Entertainment with me, your host Jonathan, once again bringing you my thoughts and movie review for the brand new James Gunn film, Guardians of the Galaxy Volume 3. Oh, wait, no, sorry, wrong movie. I'm just kidding. The Suicide Squad. That's right, The Suicide Squad is here, directed by James Gunn. Yes, the director of Guardians of the Galaxy Volume 3 next year, or 2 years from now, whatever. He's here helping us DC fans with the Suicide Squad. Now, this is kind of like a soft reboot, continuation of the previous movies, but technically it doesn't really have to do with anything of the other movies. There are some hints towards, Birds of Prey, but that's pretty much it. And it does stars Margot Robbie, John Cena, Idris Elba, and before I begin, massive warning here. Gotta let you know, no spoilers. I'm not gonna spoil this movie, but this movie is not for kids. If you're a parent and you want to take your kids to see this, caution. This movie is violent. There's some nudity in here too, so just letting you guys know. It's up to you if you are a parent and you want to take your kids who like superhero movies to this, but this is not for them. This is basically watching if Deadpool was taken the rights by Warner Brothers and they were able to use Deadpool. Kind of like that situation. Nothing super graphic, but still graphic enough for our rating. Okay, so let's talk about The Suicide Squad. So in oh yeah, by the way, Viola Davis is in this movie as well. So cannot forget about Viola Davis. So let's talk about The Suicide Squad. So the Suicide Squad have to go to Corte Maltese, I believe that's the name of the country they go to. They have a specific mission they got to do. What that mission is, there's a secret that's in that country that the government's hiding, and their team needs to go in there, infiltrate it, and destroy it before it becomes, catastrophic, destruction of the planet. I forgot, I don't know how to pronounce that word I just said, so catastrophic, I believe? Yeah, catastrophic event. They don't want that to happen. So Amanda Waller sends her rogue super team to go out there to try to pretty much stop that from happening. And of course, they all got bombed in the necks just in case they decided to turn on Amanda Waller. And when they get there, they meet a whole bunch of other characters. We get to meet a lot of new characters and also a lot of familiar characters as well. We got the return of Margot Robbie as Harley Quinn. We got the return of Colonel Rick Flag as well. Captain Boomerang as well is in here too. We got some new characters. Ratcatcher's in here. We have Polka Dot Man. We have John Cena's Peacemaker. And Idris Elba's Bloodsport is in here as well. And of course, Sylvester Stallone voicing King Shark. So, how does this movie compare to any of the other DC movies? Well, honestly, if this is going to be the new phase in the DCEU, or whatever you want it, the new DC era, whatever you want to call it, good start. Very, very good start. I thoroughly enjoyed this film. I thought this film had a lot of great action scenes. It was hilarious. A lot of violence in here. That really proves that you can make a superhero film and make it rated R as well, as long as you balance, the characters and make us care for them. That's what James Gunn did. When he took Guardians of the Galaxy, a lot of people were like, who's the Guardians of the Galaxy? Who are they? They're a bunch of people that a lot of comic book fans, who are not Super Marvel fans, didn't really know, but yet made the audience care for them. I mean, care for a raccoon in a tree, and that's exactly what he did in this film. He made us care for King Shark, Polka Dot Man. I mean, we all loved Harley Quinn. We all loved her and Boomerang, and making us aware about these other characters like Ratcatcher, Polka Dot Man, Peacemaker, Bloodsport. I mean, I knew about Bloodsport in the comics. I didn't know too much about his character, but Idris Elba, I mean, you get him in any kind of movie. You put him in a 7-Eleven commercial, it's going to be awesome. He was awesome in this film. I thought John Cena worked really well. And you know what? A lot of people say that John Cena is not an actor. He's not. We all know that. His background is professional wrestling. We get it. However, you know what? When you put him in a film that's supposed to be all action and kind of silly, and you have a capable director directing him in a film, he does shine really well. That's why I was kind of disappointed with him in Fast and Furious. It wasn't really his fault. I think it was more of the director's fault. And if the director can't get an actor to do a really good job, then he kind of fails at that. But James Gunn really took his time and knew what John Cena's strengths were and his weaknesses were in this for this kind of role, and he made it work. And I thought personally, John Cena did a really good job with this character. He was funny. He was crazy. He did a really good job, and it got me excited for that Peacemaker show that we're gonna be getting. I believe sometime next year. So I'm very excited for that now. And I thought they did a really good job, highlighting what John Cena can do, and yet he still can't do it. And they did the same thing, when The Rock was still learning. You put him in hands with capable directors, and look at him now. So one day John Cena will be in the level of The Rock. One day. But yet John Cena's better in the ring. Anyway, just saying. Anyway, but yeah, I thought this movie did a really good job of just giving these characters and elevating them into a whole nother level. I mean, Harley Quinn, look, I'm a huge Harley Quinn fan. Always have been, always will be, and I love Margot Robbie playing this character. They elevated her into a whole nother level. And I thought I haven't seen that since the Harley Quinn animated show that they did. They really highlighted her as a character in that cartoon, and it looks like they finally brought it into the big screen. And Margot Robbie did a really good job in here, and I really appreciated what she did. There's a scene in here. I'm not gonna spoil it, but there's a scene here with Margot Robbie, and it was just mind blowing. It was just like, wow! I couldn't believe how awesome that scene was. And King Shark was great. The Thinker was in this movie too. He didn't have a lot of screen time, the Thinker. That's my negative about his character. He didn't have a lot of screen time or have anything really much to do in the movie. But honestly, he was better than what we got in the season 4 or whatever, 3 of The Flash. I hate that version of the Thinker. This version a lot better. It didn't do much, but still a lot better. He was fine, so there's that. King Shark was cool. He was probably the funniest character in the movie. But yeah, they made us care about a character named Ratcatcher. A person who can control rats. And yeah, when you watch this film, you're gonna probably want a pet rat after that. I'm telling you right now. I kind of wanted to go home and just ask myself, should I go get myself a pet rat? Seriously, I was trying to think about that, and yeah, go figure. But yeah, look, this movie, I thought it did a really good job of just getting us to care about these characters, And sure, we loved them from the first Suicide Squad movie. A lot of us who enjoyed that film, including myself, loved that film. We care about those characters, and it did the same thing, but it made us care about them more, especially the ones who's been around since the original movie. And don't worry, you don't have to excuse me. You don't have to watch the other Suicide Squad to understand this. It doesn't really have anything to do with the original Suicide Squad. The only thing I can just say is that it's not much of a spoiler, but if you don't want to hear, just be cautious. So I'll spoil this one little thing. 1, 2, 3. Here it comes. If you don't want to know, move forward a little bit. Harley Quinn's still single, so that's pretty much the basic from what happened from what left off from Birds of Prey. We all knew that. Well, it could have been years later. She could have hooked up with somebody, but she's single in this movie, so that's not really anything to be like, oh no, you just spoiled it for me. But I'm telling you, Harley Quinn was awesome in this film. There's a lot of moments in this film I don't know who I liked more. Polka Dot Man. I thought Polka Dot Man was like, he was awesome. I mean, you even got the guy who's been around in every single DC film and animated thing, and also TV you can think of. He's been in Gotham. He's been in The Dark Knight. He's been in all of them, and he was fantastic in here. He had some demons in his character, but when you watch it, it is a lot of fun to see how he uses his powers. So yeah, like I said, I mean, also my one other negative about here, besides the fact that the Thinker was not really, should have done more, or they would have took him out, it would have really changed the movie. I do wish Bloodsport, his backstory to me was a little bit towards Deadshot. A little bit kind of like that. If you know what I'm talking about Deadshot, you know what I'm talking about. So I found that a little weird. It didn't bother me too much. I just found that a little odd that, you know, they would use that same kind of backstory for him as well. I'm not, like I said, I don't know too much. I know about his character origin in the comics a little bit, but not too much of it. So I don't remember if his backstory is pretty much similar to Deadshot's in the comics, unless they just made that up. But still, I thought this movie really was great. I thought it was awesome. And, you know, a lot of people didn't like Birds of Prey. I enjoy Birds of Prey. So to me, the DCEU right now is pretty much still going up. You know, they did really good job with Aquaman. They kind of fell a little bit with Wonder Woman 84. That's fine. Then they went back up for me personally, just for Birds of Prey, and now this. So if they can keep going up, DC's back on track again. So and yeah, and you know what? For our Marvel fans and us Marvel fans, this movie, a lot of people like it, and the critics like it, and if fans are still liking this film, this gives me more hope that Kevin Feige and Marvel will give us Deadpool rated R. Because if rated R films can work, especially with this movie, regardless of how much it makes, you know, we're still in a situation right now with the planet Earth, you know, with our situation, you know, regardless of what that happens, you know, with that, you know, there's still a high chance that we can get Deadpool rated R. They haven't really confirmed Deadpool rated R yet, and so it's official. Because, you know, they can change it right away if they want. They can make it PG-13 and be a part of the MCU. Even though they will be eventually in the MCU and just make it PG-13. But with this being pretty well, and maybe it makes money, our chances for Deadpool being rated R, solid. But like I said before, you have kids and you want to take them, that's your prerogative and your responsibility. Just letting you guys know this movie is hardcore rated R. I mean, you're not going to see super nudity in here, but there are some nudity scenes in here. A little bit, but just to let you be warning you guys, you know. So, yeah. But yeah, I still enjoyed it. I had a lot of fun with this film. I want to go see it again. I'm so glad Harley Quinn was even better than before. I don't even know which version of Harley Quinn I like more now. I mean, the first Suicide Squad, my first introduction of her in live action. Then they really made her awesome in Birds of Prey. But I think I'm going towards this one. I mean, this movie was just funny. A lot of laughs in here too. And the jokes hit, and it was just... Oh, it worked so well. So, leave a comment below. Let me know what you guys thought about The Suicide Squad. Did you guys watch it? Enjoyed it? Remember, you guys can watch it on HBO Max if you don't feel comfortable going to the theater. And if you go to the theater, wear a mask. That's all you gotta do. And, yeah, so leave a comment below. Let me know what you guys thought about it. Oh, by the way, before I forget, 2 after credits, 1 post, and then 1 very end after credits. So stick around. Make sure you watch those because they're pretty cool and funny as well. So there you go. So leave a comment below. Let me know. Thank you very much and have a good day.